Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special episode of Wrestling Prime Elite. I am your host, Tom Dog, the Boat and Broadcasting, and yes, we are here. We're continuing um our tribute to Sabu, who passed away this past week, at the age of 60. And um, we're going to look back at his short time in AEW, as well as his very last match leading up to his death, um, shortly after. Um, so there's not much really to talk about, um, and everything like that. Um, this could be a relatively short episode. Um, Not to mention we can get some, have some, you know, we'll have the chat room open to talk if anybody has some fond memories of Sabu, and yeah, we'll talk about it and pretty much pay our respects to Sabu as well. So, um, so we're not going to do the shout outs or the plugs or anything like that. We're just going to get right into it. And oh, excuse me. And where we left off yesterday, last night, we talked about his time uh, with other companies, um, especially where he got his start, and it was pretty interesting. Um, his time in AEW, however, is relatively was short lived because he was only there for um, one appearance. Well, two appearances if you count the pay per view, and it was on May 24th of 2020, and I'm still using Wikipedia. On May 24, 2023, Sabu made his debut for All Elite Wrestling in AEW on Dynamite, where he was revealed to be the special guest enforcer for the unsanctioned match between Adam Cole and Chris Jericho at Double or Nothing. And this was back in 2023. I tried looking it up on Max, but it's not up on there. I looked. Um, so according to that match, um, um, they had I typed it in, and we're gonna pretty much talk about this match. Um, it was an unsanctioned match between Adam Cole and which he was accompanied by Roderick Strong and Chris Jericho, who was accompanied by Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker, with Sabu serving as a special guest enforcer. In the opening stages, Cole delivered a Panama Sunrise on the apron to Jericho. Jericho then pushed Cole onto the steel steps. As Jericho attempted a lion salt, Cole countered into a midair super kick as and then as Cole attempted another Panama Sunrise, Jericho countered into the walls of Jericho. But Cole reached the ropes and for the break, and then Jericho then delivered the code breaker and brought out a kendo stick. Dr. Britt Baker then came out and started beating Jericho with a kendo stick. Saraya then came out and fought Baker to the back. Cole then performed a DDT to Jericho for a 2 count. Cole then delivered a super kick, a Panama Sunrise, and two last shots, with one with a chain wrapped around his knee. Cole then started punching Jericho with the chain wrapped around his hand, forcing referee Aubrey Edwards to stop the match, declaring Cole the winner via referee stoppage. So yeah, um, nothing on excuse me. Um, Nothing on Sabu getting involved. So yeah, nothing involving, Sabu didn't get involved at all in that, and that was that. Yeah, that was his only time with the company. And so yeah. So um, I mean, it's nice to see that he was, it was nice to see that he was there. Um, I just kind of wish that um I just kind of wish that basically that he, you know, would have gotten involved. It seems like he didn't get involved in that match, and it's kind of a shame that he didn't. So yeah, so yeah. So on April 18th, 2025, 3 weeks before his death, Sabu wrestled his retirement match at GCW, which is Game Changer Wrestling, against Joey Janela's Spring Break, defeating Joey Janela. Joey Janela. The match and GCW would later come under scrutiny after an interview with Janela was was published in um, which he intimated that Sabu was unfit to wrestle the match until he was provided a dose of the opiate substitute kratom in response to pain to ensure his attendance, and that he would and that he still appeared intoxicated backstage when he arrived at the show. Um, so and um, and I'm getting um, the the description of this, and and trying to pronounce the plant because it is a plant. Oh, no, no, okay. I thought there was like you know, a speech pronunciation of the word, and it's called um, Mitragina specios, speciosa. It's a tropical evergreen tree of the Rubicae family, and it's part of the coffee family. It's native to Southeast Asia. It is indigenous to Cambodia, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, and Papua, Papua New Guinea, where its leaves is known as kratom, have been used in herbal medicine since at least the 19th century. They have also historically been consumed via chewing, smoking, and as a tea. Kratom has a opioid-like uh, properties and some stimulant-like effects. As of 2018, the efficacy and safety of are unclear. In 2019, the United States Food and Drug Administration stated that there is no evidence that kratom is safe or effective for treating any condition. Some people take it for managing chronic pain, for treating opioid withdrawal symptoms, or for recreational purposes. The onset of this effects is typically the onset of effects typically begins within 5 to 10 minutes and lasts for 2 to 5 hours. Um, um, Anecdotal reports describe increased alertness, physical energy, talkativeness, sociability, sedation, changes in mood, and pain relief following kratom use at various doses. Common side effects include appetite loss, erectile dysfunction, nausea, constipation. More severe side effects may include respiratory depression, decreased breathing, seizures, psychosis, elevated heart rate and blood pressure, trouble sleeping, and liver injury. Addiction is possible risk with regular use when use is stopped. Withdrawal symptoms may occur. A trouble a number of deaths have been um, connected to the use of kratom, both by itself and mixed with other substances. Serious toxicity is relatively rare and generally appears in high doses or when kratom is used with other substances. As of 20, as of 20, as of 2018, kratom is a controlled substance in 16 countries. There is a growing international concern about a possible threat to public health for kratom use. Some jurisdictions, its safe and importation have been restricted, and several public health authorities have raised alerts. And so, yeah, so yeah, so yeah, nothing. Um, Um, there is one thing to note here. Kratom overdose is a subject of concern in many countries because of the associated risking number of hospitalizations and deaths in which chronic kratom use is a contributing factor. According to clinical reviews, a kratom overdose can cause liver toxicity, seizures, coma, and death, especially in combination with excessive alcohol use. Between 2011 and 2017, 44 U.S. deaths were kratom related. However, many cases could not be fully assessed due to limited information. People who die from kratom use typically have taken it in combination with other substances or have underlying health conditions. Over 18 months in 2016 and 2017, 152 overdose deaths involving kratom were reported in the United States, with kratom as the primary overdose agent in 91 of the deaths, and 7 with kratom being the only agent detected. 9 deaths occurred in Sweden during 2010 and 2011 relating to the use of kratom, a mixture of krypton, excuse me, a mixture of kratom, caffeine, and um, well, that's I'm not even going to bother with that. Old desmeth. I'm just going to abbreviate it, shorten the word. And metabolite of the opioid anesthetic tramadol. Oh shit. So yeah. So yeah, pretty much after the Sabu's death, um, yeah, no, no mention about um a lot of references here. Yeah, nothing really. And nothing really to. So yeah. So yeah, that's some pretty crazy stuff right there. Um, that um, so I guess an investigation is underway about that because that is the rumored reason of his passing. Um, so I pretty much gave a synopsis of what that drug is and everything, and yeah. So um, be careful out there. And so technically, what should have happened is that Sabu should not have gone into the ring if that was if that was the case, because I guess so so we don't know how um, um, the official word is on this passing. So hopefully we'll get to the bottom of that and everything. So yeah, um, so but yeah, very um, forgot to do some. Um, so yeah, what it was very sad to hear about this, and and plus also it's one of the a, a a damn good wrestler, and it comes from his uncle trained him, and and uh, and and Taz posted something nice and everything like that, and also on Dynamite the other day, he um he had some more to say, and that it was a nice tribute, and very emotional night that night, and so yeah, and we are gonna miss you, Sabu. I mean, there's not a day that goes by that we can't, we think about you. We think about you a lot, and we miss you deeply. We really do. Uh, I gotta mute this real quick because I wanna listen to some. I do want to listen to something real quick. Okay. Um. Okay. I got the right. Um. I don't have. I don't have anything to do a bell, so I have to use a soundboard on my phone to do that. So, um, what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a we're going to ring the bell 10 times in honor of Sabu. Gonna miss you, Sabu. And I feel that it's only fitting that that we honor him in the Wrestling Prime Hall of Fame. And normally, I would I would give those honors to um, my own uh, wrestling league that I did back in the day, but but out of respect for Sabu and his his family, we want to honor his legacy by putting him into the Wrestling Prime Hall of Fame. Thank you, Sabu. You will be missed, and but we'll never ever forget you. Um, we're a suicidal, genocidal, homicidal maniac, and the stuff that you did were were memorable. Um, no matter what promotion you were in, whether it was fighting in Japan or wrestling here in the States, no matter where you were, you always put on one hell of a show. And you were one tough SOB. You really were. Um, especially, when you get, we talked about it yesterday when when you got cut really bad after being wrapped in barbed wire and there was no bandages or anything like that, but so you use tape. Sometimes you'll even use super glue, and yeah, to hold the wounds together and everything. And but yeah, you were really tough, and your legacy will live on forever. And so yeah, we're gonna miss you, but we'll continue watching your matches, and we'll watch your matches, um, and raise up there, and gonna miss you. Really were. Thank you, the viewer. Thank you for joining me on this road here this evening. I know that, like I said, this was a relatively short episode because his time in AEW was not that long, and talking about his last match, his very last match ever. And but yeah, but thank you all so much for tuning in this evening and honoring the legacy of the late great Sabu on this 2 episode special. Um, and he will be remembered very well as one of the all time greats in the business. And there's never going to be anyone like him ever again. And but watching those matches um, that he had are going to be rememberable forever, and can't discount him for that. So um, so again, thank you for tuning in for these 2 nights. Um, very special, especially from a wrestling fan like myself. And Sabu um, is looking down, proud of the legacy that he left on, and of how much we really did love him. So, uh, with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Um, have a great rest of your weekend. We're going to be um, next week. We're going to be we're going to be doing some stuff. We're going to be switching the order around a little bit next week. because we have some because next Saturday is going to be Saturday night's main event. So we're going to be covering that. And then on Sunday, next Sunday, is going to be Double or Nothing. So we're going to be reviewing that on Sunday. So there's not going to be any Wrestling Prime on Friday night. We're going to be taking a break from. We're going to be of course, taking a break from that, and then Saturday we'll be back in order to do the results of Saturday night's main event on the old school Wrestling Prime, and then next Sunday we'll be doing Wrestling Prime Elite, doing the review of Double or Nothing. So stay tuned for that. And with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in this evening. Be sure to follow me on Blue Sky at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Um, give a video a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below what are your fond moments of Sabu, and if you ever met him in person, it'd be nice to hear a good story about him as well too. So, um, and but your fondest memories of upon meeting him, whether it was at a wrestling convention or at a wrestling show that you saw him in. And so yeah, um, definitely um, let us know in the comments section down below. And um, ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And support small streamers like myself by doing the most important things that you can do for us small streamers like myself, and that is giving that subscribe button a finishing maneuver. Um, so have a good night, everybody. See you all here next Saturday for the original Wrestling Prime, and we're back here on Thursday with Channel X and some other fun stuff, I swear. So thank you for this journey, and we will see you here on Thursday. So with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in, and till next time, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace, and gonna miss you, Sabu. Love you.